What time is it? Friends, many are trying to decipher the end of the world and the real coming of Christ. The Mayan calendar once predicted that the end of the world would come way back in 2012. But that time has now come and is behind us now. And many Bible prophecy teachers have predicted that the world would end when Christ comes back to gather his church, whom they believe is the bride of Christ. And so the clock is ticking. And it is counting down from the time that Christ first came and died, and went back to heaven. And as the Gregorian calendar would have it, it is now 2022 years since Christ came and died and is in heaven, until Christ decides to put in his second or third appearance. And the Jews, their calendar have the lapsed time from creation to be some 5,565 years since he created the world, and the world now have calculated the time that he came to his chosen people to redeem them to himself, which was some 2022 years ago, since he came as Christ. Friends, my question to you is this: how much time has passed since the creation of the world? And when is Christ coming back? And what time is it? And is the Jewish calendar correct? And is the Gregorian calendar also correct? And why is it that no one seems to know the day or the hour of Christ's real return? My friends, there is an answer to these questions. And I believe it is because they are all wrong. And if they were correct, we will know for a certain when is the true day of Christ's second advent. But both the Jewish and Gregorian calendars, I believe, are in error. And that's why I believe in the Enoch calendar, which calculates the weeks and months of the years in a sequence of 7 days, which I believe was ordained by the Almighty, whom is the creator of all the heavens and the earth, whom have orchestrated his divine calendar to be precise and perfect, in all of its calculations, and in keeping in sync with his times and seasons and his holy days and his feast days. Friends, to find out more about his holy days and his feast days, please visit my YouTube channel, and my message which is called, his holy days and his feast days. The Enoch calendar is precisely 364 days. And it keeps all the years and the months and the weeks, and also his times and seasons and also his holy days, and all of his feast days, so that they all are synchronized with one another, and they still are synchronized since he ordained it, and even from the time of his creation in the world, and until even now. So how much time has lapsed since the creation of the world? I believe it is not billions of years as the scientist and archaeologist and some of these news age modern day Darwinian evolutionists would have you to believe, because even the theory of how the earth came into existence in the evolution of Darwinism, and in their theory of how humans and organisms were created, is unverified, and according to the Bible it is nonsensical. Friends, I have rediscovered the true date and the day of the creation on the Enoch calendar. And I now believe it is quite possible to know how much time has lapsed since the creation and the true age of this world. And also there is a way to calculate the times and seasons and all of his holy days and his feast days and also the seasons, that are on the Enoch calendar. And I believe it is possible to now know what time it is, and how much time has lapsed since the creation. Friends, I will place a link below to the Jewish calendar. The Jewish communities have rejected the Hebrews calendar, which is the Enoch calendar, but the Hebrews are not Jews, neither are the Jews Hebrews. And why they have embraced the Hebrews calendar and the Hebrews languages is beyond me. The Hebrews calendar is believed to be the Enoch calendar and not the Jewish calendar, which is totally different to the Jewish calendar. And I have a model of the Enoch calendar. And there are a multitude of differences between the two. And also with the other calendars that are in use and the others which are out of circulation today, be it the Jewish or the Gregorian calendar or the Hindu calendar or the Ethiopian's calendar, they all are in my opinion in error and are faulty at best. Friends, the world has rejected the ways of the sovereign of all the heavens and the earth. And they have also rejected his calendar, which is the Enoch calendar. And the Jewish calendar would have you to believe that the creation was in the year 3761 BCE, which some believe, like the philosopher Maimonides, whom wasn't even a Hebrew, and has established that this was the truer biblical date of the creation, friends, but according to the Enoch calendar mankind wasn't even created until the fourth day. And the Sovereign One, whom is He, created the heavens and the earth. But He did not finish the creation of the world until the sixth day. And then, He, the Sovereign Holy One, rested on the seventh day. And since the sun and the moon and the stars and the other heavenly bodies wasn't yet created and they wasn't yet finished until about the fifth and sixth day, there are about 3 or 4 missing days in the Gregorian calendar which are calculated from the time that the sun was created in the creation of the world, and which is indicated in the Enoch calendar. So, any indication that the world was created way back some 3,761 years ago, or that the world is now 5,782 years old, is really beyond me. And that 5,782 years has lapsed since the creation of the world, and since from the 3,761 year date is inaccurate in my opinion. Because in the creation the world, the light of the sun was used to reflect or indicate the commencement of a day in the creation, and the sun wasn't officially created until the fourth day. And even though scientists would tell us a story how that, the sun was formed some 4.6 billion years ago in a giant spinning cloud of gas and dust called the solar nebula. As the nebula collapsed under its own gravity, as it spun faster and it flattened into a disk. Yet the Bible would say that the Sovereign One, whom is called the Almighty, created the sun on the fourth day in the heavens to shine in the earth, and if the sun wasn't created until the fourth day, then sun wasn't as yet been created on day one of the creation to give the world light. I surmised that He was the light of the world on day one of the creation to day 3 in the creation, when He would have created our natural sun. Friends, He is truly the light of the world. 'Cause He is light. And He's glory is billions of times much brighter than our natural sunlight. So it is not far-fetched to say that He's glory was the illumination that served as the original light in day 1 of He's creation of the world. And until after the third day, when He then created the natural sun, which He will once again outshine. And the sun would be made to go dark at He's glorious coming. Friends, all the days of creation are recorded in the creation of the world and they are all accounted for on the Enoch calendar. But I'm not so sure that they are all accounted for with the other calendars. So how much time you think has elapsed since the creation? Do you care to know? And are you at least intrigued? The scientist has dated the sun to be about 4.6 billion years old. And the Jews and many other Bible scholars believe that the creation was at 3761 BCE. Friends, I am not a scientist and I know fully well that the world is not that old. And not even Jesus is believed to be that old. And I am sure that it wasn't Him who created the world. Because Jesus isn't even that old. So it wasn't Jesus who created the world. Friends, if you are interested in how old the world is, I am sorry, I don't know either. And He, whom is the Holy Sovereign One, personally did not tell me. So I can only speculate. The Almighty once asked Job, whom is better known as Job in the Bible, if he knew when the foundation of the earth was established, and when the heavens was created, and also when were He's holy angels created, and when were they all shouting for joy when He first created the world. And Job certainly did not know either. And He has asked me to make a guess. And this is why He has prompted me to write this message. So, first off, you don't have to take my words for it. Please, just hear me out. Okay, thank you. My assumption was arrived from my rediscovery of the Enoch calendar, and the day of creation that is recorded in the King James Bible. And this was what influenced me largely to come to a conclusion, and also of how it was by the age of the sons of old God, even from Adam, that was stated in the book of Genesis. And also the book of Enoch. And also my hypothesis from the scriptures, that one day with He, whom is the Sovereign One, is as 1,000 years. Okay, please, let me try to explain it, and before I say I believe that the world, that it is actually less than 8,000 years old. And that not all Bible scholars believe so. And unlike academia and the educated scientists and the archaeologists and the paleontologists and the anthropologists, they agree to disagree. And even the etymologists, they disagree with the origin of the history of words like Jesus and Jesuit and Judas, which means the same thing. And that they are all synonymous with one another, which mean a very wicked person, or the devil. But the fact is that the sons of Gog Gadriel, they were eradicated from the surface of the world in the antediluvian flood of Noah, when they all took the daughters that were born to them, and when he first created the first woman and he placed her with them in the garden, which we all know as Eden. And when they began to multiply on the earth, then, the Holy Sovereign One saw that the wickedness of these sons of Gog Gadriel, that they were very wicked. And it grieved that he had made woman. Because all that were alive came forth and were born from the first woman, even from Eve. And even Adam, whom was the son of Gog Gadriel, whom also was a Canaanite, and whom also fathered children with Eve. And from whom also came Cain. And Cain in turn kills the righteous son of Elu'hymn, the Sovereign One, whom the Sovereign One had called forth from the womb of Eve. So, as history would tell it, Elu'hymn then judged that world with a flood. And so the sons of Gog Gadriel were removed. And that was the era that I believe was the fourth day, and which was day 4 of the first 4,000 years of Eve's creation. So, Adam and Eve, they all died out in or that era, or before the 5th day and in the 5,000 year of the creation of the world. And I believe that they never made it past the 5th day of Eve's creation. And also the sons of Gog Gadriel, whose sons were the giants, and also their daughters, whom also became giants. And whom were the offspring of the Gog Gadriel, whom was also called Satan and the serpent of old, and they were all removed by the Holy One in the flood of Noah, because of the corruption of Eve's creation. And whom were all judged by the Holy Sovereign One, who is called Okay, so the children of Noah were saved. And they started the 5th day, and the 5,000 years from the creation. Then from the time of Noah to Shem and Ham and Japheth, and to Abraham and Isaac and Jacob, and all the descendants of Jacob, whom were called the Israelites, and Eleazar, whom is called Esau. And then from Moise and Pharaoh to David and Solomon, to the coming of whom is Christ, I believe was the end of the 5th day and the 5,000 year, from the creation. And then from that era to the coming of whom is Christ, to bring salvation. And whom came as the holy prophet Elu'hymn, to fulfill divine will. To the house of David, to all the people in the world, as the light of the world, and from that time up to now, which is our era, and to then to coming judgment, and the judgment of Babylon would place us all on the advent of Elu'hymn, and the arrival of the 7th day, and the 7,000 years, when he would take all the kingdoms of the world, and then he would reign in all the nations, them and also old God at His coming, and then he would reign for 1,000 years. Then this would be the 7,000 years reign of Christ, and the 7th day of rest, and the 7th day reign of Christ in the world, and the reign of His kingdom in the world since from the creation of the world. So, you see, my friend, the world is just about 7 days old or so. And in my perspective it is just about 7,000 years old since the creation. So my friend, to answer the question of what time it is, I believe it is dawning on the 7th day from creation, and soon after the sun would be darkened and the moon will look red like blood, as the Sovereign Holy One, whom is called would return once again to gather His chosen ones and to establish Yah, also called the tribe of Judah, and one will judge His world and the nations of the world and everyone, and even old Gog Gadriel, whom is Satan and the fallen watcher, and also Baal God Jesus, and he would punish them once and for all at His coming, and the rest of the world on His judgment day. Friend, are you going to be ready? The sovereign of all the heaven and the earth, I believe will be here, and we all will soon see E's comet coming. Within the sky, as E will be coming from heaven to gather all of E's chosen people. Friends, to learn more about E's comet, please visit my message, E's comet. E is coming. Friend, now is the time to learn about E, and to embrace E, whom is Christ, before it's too late. Friend, would you now accept the holy sacred name of Elu'hymn today? If you would, will you please say this simple prayer? O Sovereign One, whom is called E, would you please save me? E, I now believe in your holy sacred name. Thank you, Sovereign One, for dying to save me, and for E's gift of everlasting life, and for giving me a place in E's holy kingdom. Thank you, Elu'hymn. So let it be. Amen. Amen. To be continued. The end. Friend, would you now please follow the link, E takes the kingdoms of the world. Thank you.